I would say RAG is the go-to, and we're moving directionally into a lot of new technology with RAG. I don't know about changing, I would say evolving.
One of the things that we've also been discussing with organizations is, okay, we've got foundation models, but organizations are looking for ways to make these more relevant by using corporate data. What's changing that's making this, easier or more relevant for organizations?
I don't know about changing, I would say evolving. So at the very beginning, um, customers, would use RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, which essentially, remember when I said a model only knows about the data that it's trained on? So this was a way for the model to access customer information, corporate information, to be able to answer questions or do specific tasks that associated with an application. And with RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, essentially a user asks a query, generates a query. It gets retrieved from a database. Then it gets augmented, which means that uh, it is added to the foundational model, which in turn takes the retrieved information and what the LLM knows and creates a new generated response. Now, the way customers would try to get better answers, okay, from their data using RAG is through prompt engineering. They would try to ask a lot of questions to get the model to remember. This was only moderately successful for a lot of reasons. And that's probably another podcast. But what we ended up moving into was fine tuning, of models. So this is where you have just some labeled data, which could be, for customer service, the question could be, what's your name? And then you're always supposed to have a specific response for a specific type of customer question, right? And you train the model to be able to respond. So a good example is airline policies. So a customer will ask, can I bring my dog on the flight? And the response is what the response is. So then the model is fine-tuned on that, and the accuracy results tend to become, much, much better. And that's another example of model customization. Prompt engineering, was one as well. And we're moving directionally into a lot of new technology with RAG, in addition to fine tuning, where there's this concept of RAG 2.0, where you're fine tuning your retriever and you're fine tuning your LLM to get really, really good answers specific to the customer data versus just the vanilla models that you would get. That's future, but customers, we're seeing more of an adoption on fine tuning and an understanding, that these models have to be trained or fine tuned with data. I would say RAG is the go-to. Fine tuning is when customers, say, I want to just really increase the accuracy of my, model and get it just right.